Hello, brothers and sisters of St. Thomas. It is my joy to be with you today and to finally be able to say it looks like we made it. God willing, we'll be through the quarantine and our church closing and ready to open again this coming Sunday, June 21st. We'll have two services as usual at 8 o'clock and another at 10:15, which will be our service with music. We're going to have several restrictions that we'll want to have in place, and most of you should have by now received our full document of safety procedures and guidelines for returning to church. If you didn't receive it by now, either as an email or a hard copy, you should certainly have it by tomorrow. If not, don't hesitate to call and let us know, and we'll get it out to you one way or the other. But as we move toward opening on Sunday, let me just mention a few of the changes and the restrictions. We will be sanitizing the sanctuary before every service, between services on Sunday, and then before we worship each week on Saturday nights. The church will be cleaned and sanitized. We ask everybody to bring their own mask. If you forget, we'll have some masks available. We also would ask that if you have an interest in sanitizing your own area of the pew where you'll be seated or your family, and you want to bring your own cleansing wipes, that's fine too. But rest assured, we will have cleaned the church thoroughly before you arrive. The pews will be marked off in a very visible way, which pews you may sit in and which you may not, and that will ensure social distancing. Our communion is going to be using bread only for the time being, and I'll explain how that will work before the service, to ensure that we keep social distance and unable to really be touching one another. In addition to that, I want to make sure everybody understands that we'll continue to record our services into the future. We have heard from a number of people, some in our church, many in our own parish, but many who are not, and enjoy being part of our services virtually on Sunday mornings. And so we'll continue to record the 10:15 service with music, and by early afternoon on Sundays, that will be out there and available to be viewed online. We know that many folks are still not sure whether or not they're prepared to come back to church just yet. They're still feeling cautious about being out, and we understand that. I certainly understand and appreciate those thoughts and feelings. And so continue to join us via our recordings as long as you feel that you need to continue to stay home. Also know that even though we're beginning to meet in person, we will continue to have our Zoom meetings through the week. So that's Monday nights at 7 o'clock. We have a short period of intentional prayer, just a time of lifting up whatever the needs are of the individuals there and of our church. On Wednesdays at noon, we have a Zoom meeting for a Bible study, and we're studying right now the first letter of Peter, that book of the Bible. We'll continue to do that through June. On Thursday evenings, we have a time of worship and saying Compline, and that starts at 8 o'clock, and again, that's on Zoom. So we'll continue those midweek gatherings on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, at least through June. There may be some changes in July and August, but our intent is to continue to have an online presence as we go forward, even though we're open again for Sunday morning worship. I think before I close, just to thank our vestry, our wardens, Dave Bergstrom, Jeremy Pullman, who have worked tremendously hard to prepare for this opening, our worship team, our altar guild, who are working hard to be ready for Sunday as well, and obviously Carol, who has done so much to ensure our communication. She did much of the work on the safety document that we all have in front of us now to prepare us for returning to church. I want to thank all those folks who worked so hard to help us continue to be the church during this time that we've all been closed. So I look forward to seeing many of you on Sunday and others as you are able and ready to return. In the meantime, God's blessings for the rest of this week, and I'll see you Sunday.